Well, it is graduation season. A lot of colleges celebrating the class of 2022 earlier this month. High schools set to graduate in the coming weeks. Whether we're talking about continuing education or just getting right out into the workforce, money management is a key skill for everybody to have, something that really should be taught in school. But in case it wasn't in your child's school, joining us now with some tips for financial success after graduation, we're happy to have Ashley Feinstein Gertsley. She's a financial expert and author of the book, Financial Adulting. Everything you need to be a financially confident and conscious adult. Ashley, good morning. How are you?
Good morning. I'm well. Thank you for having me.
And glad to have you here. We were just talking in the commercial break before, and I loved how you put it. What do we want to talk about? Hey, let's start by talking about some of the things that we wish we knew when we were just getting out of college, or things that maybe we knew and wish we had done a better job of. What are some of those things?
I'd say first and foremost, when I graduated, I felt like other people understood more about money than me. And like you mentioned, a lot of us are not learning about money and personal finance in school. And so understanding that we're not alone takes a lot of the shame out of it and makes it so we feel okay to talk to our friends and colleagues and family about money. And oftentimes they're trying to figure it out too. So that opens up some wonderful conversations. I'd say also something I wish I knew is that I thought saving was about earning money, that money hits your paycheck or hits your bank account, you live your life, and then you wait and see what's left over to save. But that didn't work for me at all and doesn't work for many of the people in the fiscal femme community. It's about paying ourselves first, because if we wait to see what's left over, no matter how many raises we get, for many of us, there will never be money left over to save. So definitely pay yourself first. And then I'd say the third that I hear over and over again that I wish I started earlier or knew earlier is to put money aside for retirement. So when you're getting that first paycheck, if you have access to a retirement account at work, if you open your own IRA, but put money aside and invest that money, because when we are young, we have so much time to allow that money to grow and compound for us. So.
Compounding interest is a wonderful thing, especially when you can take advantage in your 20s. Of course, everybody's situation is different with that first paycheck that's bigger than it presumably was when you were just working part-time in high school. But are there any good guidelines, you say, for paying yourself first? How much? Are we just looking at putting things in an IRA? Should it be a percentage of your paycheck? What do you recommend?
So like you mentioned, everyone has a different situation. We're all earning different amounts. Some of us might have student loans we're looking to pay. So a lot of times when I give that tip, people say, Ashley, there's no way I can even save anything. And so I would say, if that is how you feel, start with as little as $5 a week, $5 a month even, and then we can work up from there. I think financial adulting, what the title of the book, we often think financial adults know everything, never make mistakes. I'm still learning a ton. I'm still growing. And so we want to build those habits. We can take small, consistent steps. It doesn't have to be this overnight transformation where we don't know much and now we're taking all of these incredible actions. It's a lot like those New Year's resolutions that if we try to overhaul our finances in one day, we're going to set us up for failure. So small, consistent steps. I think that first thing we want to be saving up for is that crisis fund, that emergency fund, that rainy day fund. So having savings set aside in case something happens, in case our paycheck's not coming in, and we can build that over time to be where we want it.
Yes, that's good. Yeah. Rainy day fund first, and then we can worry about everything else. Ashley, thank you so much for taking the time to give us those first good steps for a lot of those high school and college graduates. We do appreciate it.
Of course. Thank you for having me on.
I'm glad to have you here.